Hey, SEGways!
Ghost Adventures won my last vote and I've been working on that video. I'm pretty happy with it. I've caught them on some real shady stuff and as usual, it was hilarious laughing at their crazy shenanigans. But this is not that video. This is something very different. Something potentially much bigger.
I don't care!
You see, while researching for my debunks on my latest Ghost Adventures video, I stumbled across a valuable source of information about Ghost Adventures. This source, who wishes to remain anonymous, shared with me a recording of Zach Bagans telling someone how to fake some ghostly happenings in one of their episodes.
No, say it ain't so.
So, I won't be dragging this out so you the viewer have to fast forward about 5 minutes to get to the juicy bit. Let's have a listen to this audio recording now.
Look, man, all you have to do is tie the line off underneath the tablecloth, drag it underneath the table and to where you're sitting, strap it to your ankle, and when you get up to walk out during this scene, the tablecloth will move.
Okay.
But make sure you don't react in any way. We need to make this look like the movement was discovered after the fact.
Yeah, I get that.
During our reviewing segment.
This sounds pretty damaging towards old Zach. He is outright telling someone how to fake paranormal content with a tablecloth. But, as much of those who don't like me might well think otherwise, I do try my best to be fair with this kind of stuff. And I will openly admit that there is every chance that this could in fact be AI. I'll be honest, I have no idea how to spot AI from real life. The standard that AI has got to now is really truly frightening. I hear those AI Joe Rogan shorts on YouTube, and I honestly cannot tell the difference between that and the real Joe Rogan. There is some background muffling and interference in that recording.
Need to make this look like the movement was discovered after the fact.
That, I don't know, maybe it makes it sound more authentic, but in all honesty, I have no idea if that's easily faked as well. From what little I do know about generating AI voices is that you need a lot of samples from the real thing to create a convincing AI replica. This is why Joe Rogan works so well with this whole AI thing, because there are countless hours of his content out there, and because it is a podcast, the way Joe Rogan talks is very conversational and pretty natural sounding. But most of the footage we have of Zach out there sounds more like this.
My name is Zach. I'm a demonologist. I'm like, okay.
Only kidding. In Ghost Adventures, he sounds more creepy and theatrical, like this.
With every step we take, I can feel those who came before us following close behind.
But the voice we hear in that audio clip sounds like someone giving clear directions. And he sounds very confident while doing it. Dare I say, not his first rodeo. It doesn't sound anything like the Zach we know on Ghost Adventures, either while he's investigating or doing his voiceover stuff. Now don't get me wrong, I'm aware that there are interviews out there of Zach where he will be talking a little bit more normally.
People think it's funny, but dude, something grabbed my ass. Like, I'm telling you.
But the vast majority of Zach vocals out there for the world to hear would be in Ghost Adventures episodes.
Let's move on.
First and foremost, I have to stress that I do trust my source. I do not believe for 1 second that my source made up this recording. All I was told by my source that it came from a disgruntled sound guy working for Ghost Adventures. And I gotta admit that does check out because allegedly Zach is notoriously difficult to work for. And I'm sure has pissed off many people who have worked for Ghost Adventures over the years. I'm genuinely interested if anyone has heard this recording before, because after I received it, I had a look online and I couldn't find it anywhere else. Not on YouTube or Google or Reddit. No one's even talking about anything like this. So the next step in trying to figure out if this is in fact genuine or not is to find the Ghost Adventures episode that would fit this secret recording. Zach has filmed over 330 episodes for Ghost Adventures. He's done other collaborating videos as well, and then not to mention his own solo TV show. So finding this one episode might be tricky. The biggest clue I've got from the audio recording is the tablecloth, and this is where I focused my search. So after a whole lot of looking around on Google, eventually I bumped into Ghost Adventures Season 22, Episode 14, The Steinbeck House Haunting. This was aired on April 28th, 2022. I'm about to show the clip that could potentially be the finished footage from our behind the scenes audio clip, but first a very quick disclaimer. Due to TV, and especially Ghost Adventures, being a bitch at copywriting YouTubers, I have to use this annoying smoke effect to bypass that. But the meat of this paranormal paranormal activity I will repeat at the end of this clip without the smoke effect. And I'm also going to edit the brightness and zoom right in so you can see what the actual paranormal activity is. So anyway, let's give this a watch.
I meet first with Steinbeck House docent Dale Bartoletti to talk about what Steinbeck might have seen lurking here.
I'm kind of puzzled by that quote that he wrote of seeing things walking in this house that he should not see. Usually when you say something like that, you're talking about some kind of spiritual entity or something.
As Dale agrees with my point, we capture something strange. Watch as an unexplained shadow actually moves the tablecloth as it manifests in the empty dining room behind Dale. Watch as an unexplained shadow actually moves the tablecloth as it manifests in the empty dining room behind Dale.
I have to stress here, I have no idea if the clip I just showed you is in fact related to the audio file we heard earlier. If there are any mega Ghost Adventures fans out there that know the episodes better than me and it might fit this audio recording better, please let me know in the comments. Or just yell at me and defend Zach, whatever floats your boat. But this is going to be the episode that I'm going to go with. So, there are some things we just watched that do in fact fit the audio recording we heard earlier, and some things that don't. Let's focus on the things that don't fit first. Well, there's just one biggie really. Zach gives his faking accomplice these instructions.
Look, man, all you have to do is tie the line off underneath the tablecloth, drag it underneath the table and to where you're sitting, strap it to your ankle, and when you get up to walk out during this scene, the tablecloth will move.
And the man in the video, Dale, doesn't in fact get up when the tablecloth moves. Dale in fact remains seated throughout the whole interview. And when the tablecloth does move, Dale is clearly remaining seated. Also, Dale does look pretty far away from the table. I mean, he's not that far away that a piece of string couldn't be tied around his ankle, which is what Zach said in the recording, let's remember.
Strap it to your ankle, and when you get up to walk out...
So I suppose this could still make the tablecloth move, but Dale is far enough away from the table that it makes me think that there must be easier ways to fake this. However, in this shot, and as the tablecloth moves, we cannot see Dale's ankles. The shot is only from the top half of Dale, so there is that. I also find it odd that the tablecloth moving is so tiny and insignificant. The shadow is there and all, but the actual movement of the tablecloth is really next to nothing.
No way!
So anyway, now let's focus on the things that do add up between our recording and the Ghost Adventures clip. First off, of course, there is a tablecloth that is focused around our ghostly encounter. You know, that's a pretty big one. Secondly, at the end of the recording, Zach gives these instructions.
But make sure you don't react in any way. We need to make this look like the movement was discovered after the fact.
Yeah, I get that.
During our reviewing segment.
And guess what? Dale didn't react to the paranormal activity from behind him, and Ghost Adventures did replay the footage and show it all again during their reviewing segment.
Watch as an unexplained shadow actually moves the tablecloth as it manifests in the empty dining room behind Dale.
So that all adds up. The next big thing to address is the person Zach is talking to in the recording is a man.
Well, duh.
So already that fits the bill with Dale here. Zach, unsurprisingly, does most of the talking in the audio clip, but we do get just a couple words out of the other fella, so let's give that a quick listen.
Okay, yeah, I get. Okay, yeah, I get. Okay, yeah, I get.
Now let's compare that to the words being spoken by Dale in that Ghost Adventures episode.
As long as I've spent in this house and as much as I know about John Steinbeck, I can't answer that question.
Okay, yeah, I get.
As long as I've spent in this house and as much as I know about John Steinbeck, I can't answer that question.
Okay, yeah, I get. Okay, yeah, I get. Okay, yeah, I get.
As long as I've spent in this house and as much as I know about John Steinbeck, I can't answer that question.
So yeah, it's not a lot to go on. It does sound familiar to me, but not enough for me to be fully convinced by any stretch. So, if this is in fact AI, the big question I've got to ask here is, of all the crazy moments in Ghost Adventures, of all the insane shit they have pulled over the many years they've been filming, why would someone who has the skill set to create an AI conversation choose such a small small, little, insignificant moment, with just a flicker of a shadow and a tablecloth ever so slightly moving, be the focus point around this big, elaborate hoax? Providing I'm actually commentating on the correct episode, of course. And we also have to ask, if someone made such a big effort to do all this, then why wasn't it leaked earlier? Why is it first appearing, as far as I can see, on my tiny channel? Ultimately, I'm going to leave this down to you, dear viewer, on whether you think this audio recording is in fact Zach Bagans showing how to fake his content, or if it's an AI hoax. And I will say, if this is in fact a hoax, then it is pretty messed up. I've criticised Zach many times in the past, but to steal his voice, to steal his identity, to have him confess to fakery that he didn't commit is totally wrong. And for people like me who are out there to expose the truth, it makes our job a lot harder to do with shit like this out there.
Shame on you!
A very big problem we also have with this whole thing is that it's very easy to believe that Zach fakes his content, because, you know, we've all seen Ghost Adventures after all. So it is very easy to believe this recording, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is in fact legitimate. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you found any of this compelling or interesting, please like the video and subscribe to the Side Eye Guy channel, so you don't end up missing out on my other Ghost Adventure video that I'm going to be uploading shortly to my channel, where I believe that I've caught ghost adventures and the psychic medium they bring along out in a really big disgusting lie that makes them all look pretty damn silly. So anyway, ta very much, cheerio!